Welcome to the second half. GN. Jen and Daniel see the shift in modules of the European Poetry Festival, EPF, the seasteading community inside their poem, GN, in the very moment that it is floating through the sea of audiovisual sense data inside the cortices of those apprentices and activists currently present at the EPF's never-ending inaugural meeting, i.e. inside the module of Performing for You. Here we are. And we are so terrible.
If at any time during our reading you feel yourself experiencing any doubts or concerns, I urge you to just look back over your right shoulder at the sea and let those blue waves washing in wash away all your doubts and believe us. Thinking about fictitious territorializations in text, textual provinces, manuscript parts, and authoritarian micro-reigns of wordings, our collaborators, in order to come up with a decidedly rich mix, follow the trails of Milton Friedman's grandson onto www.seasteading.org and a bunch of TED Talks like this one, The Turtles, where they inevitably land inside libertarian streaks of verse that put forth a nested structure, balls of water inside balls of water, of a triple Darwinianism.
First, the Darwinianism of word modules that end up in the present generation of words of this poem as we tell it to you.
Familiar, comforting, an evolution without revolution. Violence makes me queasy. Basically, by having sex through, say, the coupling of poets, through, yes, the coupling of modules, you could have new textual cities every day, share column-like skyscrapers. What fun is the monogamy of selfhood or nationhood when you can move from place to place, or form to form, or fragment to fragment?
Second, the Darwinianism of competing poems in this event ecology at richness.
Let's fight it out, shall we? Is your formalism adaptable enough for the high seas of the near future? You're changing individual leading poets, but you're no longer creating new poetries. We're going to have a journey, we should have a map. We open source poetics drawn from a Wikipedia of rules and socially accepted literary norms. We organise society as a direct democracy using social networks, shares, likes, feedback and comments.
And thirdly, the Darwinianism of poetry festivals. Peter Thiel gave $850,000 in sponsorship for a global competition platform of poetry festivals inside GN in order to reopen new frontiers on an otherwise closed earth. Thus, Jen and Daniel think about poetry festivals like the EPF with the business part of their minds.
Drop all moral and emotional baggage that you usually associate with poetry festivals.
The part of their minds that shops, not the part that votes. They simply drag and drop shit.
This is the most logical, ecological approach to forming new texts and new contexts for the performance of those texts. The technology and funding already exist. Why wouldn't you use them?
The festival is a product where citizens get certain public services in return for taxes, where businesses and people choose where they live based on the quality of their services compared to their cost. But in the poetry festival industry, there is no startup sector. Thus, inside of GN, inside the cognitive sea of your sense data that we rule, we have devised an offshore ecology of festivals with no barriers to entry and free mobility between products, where we are your guides to quality assurance. We have prepared the pamphlets and the prize shortlists and the funding evaluations. Seeing our credentials won't be necessary, and of course, you didn't vote for us because voting is no longer necessary, and you can trust us. because we're the good guys, here to drain the swamp.
So, hail to the darker modules of the Berlin Poetry Festival. Hail to the light-hearted social constructivism of Poetry International in Rotterdam. But also fuck them.
Fuck them. They're dead. They're dead competitors. We need new places to try new rules. They are like infant eggs dug into the sand. At least that's what I remember from Stephen's TED Talk.
But seasteading is not a thing. It is an idea, a cognitive structure, like Gian. It produces nothing but this eternal inaugural meeting, to which we welcome all of you. It's the only eternal that ever happened in the Gian universe. In fact, where we are still performing, clowning about at this rich mix with our nautical-themed badges and bandages.
Seasteading poetry is sad, like a turtle. Seasteading is an almost dead evolutionary anarcho-capitalist idea turtle. Seasteading is a weak, sick, dying turtle, a stinking ball of rot in a football-sized hole in the earth.
Thanks very much.